What does Vegas believe the Detroit Lions are going to do this year for an individual basis, such as players, team basis, such as rankings? So we're going to go through all the odds, what they believe the Detroit Lions, when it comes to like player of the year, MVP, all that type of stuff, and then team odds. So we're going to really dive deep into that today. For sure. And Calvin Johnson getting some love. And, of course, you got to talk about Megatron when the Lions show him that. Let's go. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing Lions content, and it's not just going to be me. It's going to be a lot of other individuals. Hopefully, we can get this done before for a couple weeks. I don't know. Hopefully, it could definitely be done before the preseason. I would really, really like that. Don't have the actual time, but it's going to happen for sure. Let's go ahead. Before we get into this video, I already made a statement on my personal channel, and I'm going to make it on here. I don't do politics on here on any of my YouTube channels, whether it be my personal one or LNU here with Herm. I don't. With that said, what occurred this weekend, in my opinion, transcends any of that, as there was a deletion attempt on former President Trump life at a rally, as well as a innocent individual was deleted. And why I'm using the word deleted, by the way, is because you can get in trouble on YouTube if you use the other words. They will remove the videos. That's why I did delete. And injuries that occurred. Man, that's unacceptable. We can't be doing this. If we have disagreements, folks, we should be able to talk it out like mature adults. Doing this type of style, taking lives, is not something that is acceptable. Prayers up to the families, everybody, the injured, the individuals who saw this. Remember, there's going to be kids in the crowd who've seen this type of stuff. It's going to be traumatizing. So prayers up for every one of them, the former president, him and his family, just everybody. We don't need that. We can have disagreements, but we can't be doing this. So prayers out to everybody. This should never happen again. This is unacceptable. And we got to be better than that as a society. And we all come together. We're all one team. We're all one team. And that's why I love sports. It's like a team type of thing, and all my subscriber base here and on my channel is so awesome. You guys are so amazing, and you totally understand it. Thank you so much. Let's get into the Lions news here really quick. Calvin Johnson was immortalized in Lions history with pride of the Lions honor. Shout out to Calvin Johnson. We love you, man, and well-deserved to you, Hall of Fame wide receiver. Immortalized. I love it. We all love Calvin Johnson. Shout out to him. Congratulations. You're awesome. We love you. Well deserved. Jahmyr Gibbs is on a level what he did last year. That's kind of historic. All 10 rushes, 20-plus yards from Jahmyr Gibbs. He had the number 2 most rushes of 20-plus yards of any player last year, despite being a rookie and sharing the backfield. Rookie running backs with over 5% of rushing gains, 20-plus yards since 2010. There's 3. Nick Chubb, great running back. Saquon Barkley, great running back when he's healthy. Same with Nick Chubb. It's always about health. But he's in a great group of running backs. And I've been saying this. I think he's the best running back in football. He's going to really prove it. He's so special because he has every part of his game is really good. It is. You look at this, his patience, especially, you look what he did week 1 and compared to the beginning of the season, the end, his patience was much improved, right? He was patient. He was waiting for the linemen to make their move, and then he would hit the hole. So he can go on the inside and on the outside. He could do both outside with his speed, go on the inside with his patience, and waiting for his blockers. He is very hard to tackle. He's a guy, you grab him, and he gets out of a tackle. Very, very good. And that obviously is something that makes him a big player with the running game who can't be tackled, and it's a big-time play. He'll make that big play, right? He'll get that 50-yard gain because he broke a tackle. He's elite speed, absolute elite speed, one of the fastest players in football, 110%. He's not a diva at all. He is an individual that is not going to be somebody you got to worry about at all. He loves David Montgomery, don't mind sharing the snaps, team player, best running back in football, in my opinion. And look, you completely disagree. That's 100%. That's okay. But in the comment section right now, where do you rank Jahmyr Gibbs compared to the rest of the NFL running backs? If you think he is number 1, put 1. If you think he's 32, put 32. I think he should be much higher than a 32, but that's just my personal preference. I can't wait to see the answers on this one. Let's get into the awards and accolades, what Vegas believes, for Super Bowls and stuff like that, the Detroit Lions can do this year. Let's get into the team odds, and we're going to break it down here. And I think this is extremely interesting. For the Lions to win the Super Bowl, they're 4th in the NFL at plus 1,200. Okay, so that's great odds. Literally 1 out of 4, 25% chance. Awesome. To win the NFC, they're 2nd at plus 500. Awesome. That's good. Great, right? To win the NFC North, plus 150, first. That all makes sense. Kind of goes a little bit odd here. To be the number 1 seed would be the 3rd, odds at plus 600. I guess I can agree there, but to make the playoffs is 5th. Wait a minute, you have the line. This is really interesting to me. You have better odds winning a Super Bowl than you do to make a playoffs. How is that even humanly possible? You would assume it'd be the other way around. That's crazy. To make the playoffs is 5th. I think it'd be better than that, in all honesty. To miss the playoffs, 27th. That makes sense there. It's the opposite of 5th at plus 192. So, look, the Vegas, what does this tell you? It means nothing. Actually, it does. It does mean something, and I'm going to tell you what it means here. Vegas is all about making the moolah, all about making the money. The house always wins. When Vegas puts out numbers like this, it's because they really legitimately believe the Detroit Lions are a good football team because they're not trying to lose money. They want to make money. So when you see odds like this, winning a Super Bowl, to win the NFC, to win the NFC North, to be the number 1 seed, all those were really high. That's kind of extraordinary, and it gives you more credence to the proof that this is not a one-year wonder. This is a situation where this team is going to be good for this year, for sure, and beyond. The odds makers are putting their money on it. When you put your money on something, you actually freaking made it. You do. Again, it's just a weird with more of the playoffs and missing the playoffs. I think I guess to make the playoffs is the weird one. I think it should have been higher, right, to make the playoffs. I get it. You're talking about AFC and NFC, but to make the playoffs, you only go by one simple conference, and that'd be the NFC. So, look, if they're talking about all of the teams, okay, but I think it should still be higher. Let's get into individual accolades for this football team and, what they believe, the Detroit Lions single players are going to do this year. So here we go. For Jared Goff to win MVP is plus 2,800. That's low odds. I'm fine with this because I'm not going to bet on him to be MVP. I'm not going to put my money on it because generally MVP is more of a popularity contest when it comes to getting some of these accolades. Yeah, it's what you do on the field, but there's a popularity contest to it. Amon-Ra St. to win MVP is like basically 1,000,000 to 1. Look, put $1 on that mug, and if he gets it, you just made some really good money. Amon-Ra St. Brown to win Offensive Player of the Year is plus 2,200. That's pretty low, and I concur. I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that award. Again, these are popularity contests that does go into it. Jahmyr Gibbs to win Offensive Player of the Year is plus 2,800. This is something that, you know what, I would put money on. I know I want to put a lot of money. I put $10 on it. I'd put $10 on this one. So if you're a betting odds, I'd put $10 on it. Sam LaPorta to win Offensive Player of the Year, plus 150. Yeah, that you just don't see that happening. Even though I love Sam LaPorta, but his year 2, they would go probably for somebody else unless he had a crazy season. Aidan Hutchinson to win Defensive Player of the Year is at plus 1,000. That's high odds. That's high odds. It's good odds. I think that's proper where it's at. Terrion Arnold to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, 1,200. Again, that's pretty decent odds, and I like that bet right there. Terrion Arnold to win Defensive Player of the Year is plus 200,000 billion. Okay, I don't see this happening at all. Do not put your money on it. Dan Campbell to win Coach of the Year, plus 1,500. Bet on it. I would bet on that. I would. So I would put the Dan Campbell one, Terrion Arnold one, and Jahmyr Gibbs one if you're to do betting on these. Those would be the best bets. Still all quite difficult. Again, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to continue to grow this bad boy and take it to the next level. Go ahead and do that right now. Hit that notification bell, folks. Smash that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors. You're getting everything that you needed to get, and that's what's good. With that said, folks, adios.